The optional wearing of face masks outdoors will be implemented as policy very soon, but the health department is not discounting the possibility of COVID cases going up once it's in effect. Visa-free perks for Filipinos traveling to Taiwan remain in effect, despite earlier reports of Taiwan suspending visa-free entry for Filipinos. And it's the end of an era. The United Kingdom begins its 10-day national mourning after the death of its longest-serving monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in Britain's history, has died at the age of 96. Let's take a look back at some of the key moments of the late Queen's life in this video from Bloomberg.
Queen Elizabeth II reigned during a period of unprecedented technological, social and political change. When she took the throne, there had been debate over whether her coronation should even be televised. By the time of her death, she'd recorded a comedy sketch for broadcast on Twitter.
Oh, really? Please.
Boom.
As head of state, she presided over the end of Britain's once mighty global empire and watched the United Kingdom's fractious exit from the European Union.
My government intends to work towards a new partnership with the European Union based on free trade and friendly cooperation.
Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor was born in London on April 21st, 1926. At the age of 10, her father unexpectedly became king after her uncle abdicated, making his eldest daughter the heir apparent. In 1947, she married Prince Philip of Greece, and the following year, their son Charles was born. In 1952, upon the death of her father, Elizabeth became queen at the age of 25. Amid cultural and political upheaval in the second half of the 20th century, the monarchy's image in British society shifted dramatically. Moments of pageantry and spectacle, like the fairy tale wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer, were quickly soured by the unravelling of the marriage, and Elizabeth's perceived lack of empathy with her popular daughter-in-law. But Queen Elizabeth retained the nation's affection. A new generation of royals entered the scene, coming across as more in tune with the times. Although in the waning years of her life, controversy arose again over the family's relationship with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and her son Prince Andrew's association with the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The final years of her reign saw domestic political turbulence too, as Scotland debated independence and Brexit reopened tensions over Northern Ireland. While she had no official say in government matters, the Queen met every week with Britain's Prime Minister for a confidential discussion. She worked with 15 Prime Ministers over 70 years of dedicated service. Caroline Hyde, Bloomberg.
Tributes across the globe continue to pour in for the late Queen Elizabeth. President Bongbong Marcos said the world lost the true figure of majesty after the Queen's passing. Marcos Jr. added that many Filipinos, especially those living in the UK, have developed a sense of affection to the monarch. British Ambassador to the Philippines, Lord Bofis, also sent her deepest condolences to the royal family. She described Queen Elizabeth II as an extraordinary woman who defined modern Britain at home and abroad. For former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, the late Queen is not just the longest-serving monarch, but also the finest in history. He says Queen Elizabeth II had a unique and simple power to make people happy. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill underscored the Queen's unmatched dignity. They also noted the Queen's role in strengthening ties between Washington and the UK. And Pope Francis also joins the world in paying tribute and offering prayers for the late Queen's eternal rest. The pontiff commended her unmatched service to the people, her devotion to duty, and her unwavering faith in Jesus Christ. More stories after this short break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. President Marcos has approved the proposal to make outdoor masking optional, but the DOH is not discounting the possibility of a rise in cases once this is in effect. JC Cosico tells us more.
Wearing a face mask outdoors will soon be optional after President Marcos approved the IATF's proposal. Health Officer in charge Maria Rosario Vergeres said they are just waiting for the executive order from Malacanang to implement the policy.
It's going to happen soon. So it's within a couple of days maybe. Pag lumabas na po yung EO, it's going to happen.
Former Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship Joey Concepcion welcomes this development, saying the face mask mandate has become harder to implement outdoors.
I think it's time to really move on. It's very hard to implement a mandatory use of outdoor face mask. Anong gagawin natin sa hindi sumusunod? Bibigyan natin ng penalty. Anong klaseng penalty? Kukulong natin sila? Bibigay tayo ng fine?
However, some health experts are cautious of this proposal. Infectious disease expert Dr. Ronjin Sulante earlier said the Philippines has a different healthcare system compared to other countries that have eased their face mask rules. The DOH itself was in favor of retaining the face mask mandate. However, Vergeres says a compromise had been reached with the IATF to allow a balance between health and economy.
Agree naman ako doon na hindi naman natin kailangang gumaya sa ibang bansa. Pero importante pa rin yung mga experiences ng ibang bansa para makapagbigay sa atin ng mga rekomendasyon. We cannot also naman remain to be doing so restrictive, yung mga very restrictive implementation while the other countries are not doing it anymore.
However, the agency is not discounting a possible rise in COVID-19 infections once this policy is in place. That's why the DOH is reiterating its call on the public to continue following other minimum health protocols and to get boosted. Booster coverage under the Pinas Lakas campaign remains low, with about 2.3 million people, or close to 10% of the target population, having gotten their booster shots. With this, health experts believe the government should revise its vaccination campaign.
If you are not seeing the objective that you want to get from the campaign, then you have to revise the campaign and try to debunk lahat ng mga arguments ng mga anti-vaxxers, because that's the only way we can make the Filipinos lined up and get themselves boosted.
The DOH is now asking the LGUs for help in implementing interventions to encourage more people to get boosted. In the meantime, the government will hold another special vaccination week from September 26 to 30. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
Visa-free privileges for Filipinos entering Taiwan remains in effect, according to Manila Economic and Cultural Office Head Silvestre Bello III. Speaking to One Balita Pilipinas, Bello said that Taiwanese representative to the Philippines, Michael Pei-Yung-Shu, denied the Philippines' exclusion from the list of visa-free countries. Bello said it was all a misunderstanding and that he will seek further dialogue on the matter. Taiwan's Bureau of Consular Affairs earlier removed the Philippines from the list of countries eligible for visa-free entry. And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.